Hi, people! I like to bury one under the deck. Little thing for the crew. Welcome to Geno's Picks. I know it's Saturday, but we're in the studio because even during the snowy, messy weather of the holiday season, we get you these picks in high-quality fashion, even if the picks might be low-quality accuracy. People, 2-2 again last week, 27-29 on the year. 48% were locked in, but you know Geno's Picks always finishes strongly. That's an adverb. So you can't wait to get to these winners. But first, you know what really grinds my gears? It's the holiday season, and too many people I bumped into are like, oh, I don't hang out with my family. You're a jerk, people. You've got the rest of the year to worry about stupid grudges and dumb stuff like that. What did they say in Scrooge? It's a time when we laugh a little louder, hug a little longer. Do it, people. You've got the rest of the season to worry about. Oh, is it okay to say Asian or Oriental? Oriental's a funny word. Deal with it. And is it okay to badmouth the president because he's the first black one? He's not. He's just not completely white. Let me tell you, he's the only president that doesn't drink the vodka Absolute Albino. He's a bit colored, people, just like these jokes. Let's get right to it. My first pick, people. The Atlanta Falcons are giving 7 to the Redskins in Atlanta. Why are the Falcons giving points at this point of the season? Do you realize these two teams were both in the playoffs last year? Do you realize the only team that wants the Falcons to win this week are not the Falcons? It's the Rams, because they want to get the best possible pick from the Redskins. But the Redskins are going to win this game, and I'm going to tell you why. Because RG3 has finally been benched, like he should be, because they've been using a pocket passing scheme all season in Washington, and they have the best pocket passer on the roster in Kirk Cousins. And you know what that allows them to also do? Finally, give the ball to him, Alfred Morris, who in the past 3 weeks has had 14, 11, and 12 carries. Why are you getting away from the running game? Now you're featuring a strong pocket passer with a strong running game against a team in Atlanta that has just given up. Thank you for getting back to Alfred Morris, people, because I haven't seen a guy named Alfred waste this much talent since Michael Caine was cast in the Batman movies. Take the Redskins and the TD you're getting. My next pick, the Seattle Seahawks are giving 6.5 to the New York G-Men at MetLife Stadium. People, it's going to be a sloppy mess, but we've all had to deal with the sloppy mess. I'll tell you, I got that chick out of my room later, maybe in next week's episode. The point is, people, the G-Men are a terrible team right now. My Chargers beat them, and they're just playing out the string. And Seattle's playing stronger and more confidently as the season goes on, am I right? But Geno, they lost to San Fran last week. Shut up, voice in my head. They just wanted to get out of there with points. But Geno, she's not going to call. They'll never fun. People, let's talk about the game. The G-Men are playing out the string, as I said earlier, and Seattle is playing more and more confidently. And the problem with the G-Men is their offense is a mess. They think because they paid Victor Cruz all that money, they have to keep going for him. And the forgotten man in all of this, and I know he's been banged up, but he hasn't been in the offense, is Hakeem Nicks. You know how many touchdowns he has this year? 0. And that takes away the explosive nature of the Giants' offense. And believe me, people, if you want to do something explosive, you're looking to a guy named Hakeem. He's a forgotten man. This is a forgotten season for New York. Take the Seahawks and lay the 6.5. My next pick, the New Orleans Saints travel to St. Louis and the Edward Jones Dome, where they face the Rams, and they're laying 6.5. Gene, this is a trap game. Stop it. It's not a trap game, okay? I know the Saints beat the Panthers last week in a huge game, and I know next week they have to travel to Carolina and do it all over again. But this week they're facing the Rams, and the Saints are a very good team, and the Rams are a very bad team because Kellen Clemson is still the QB. Couple that with the fact that Tavon Austin is banged up, so why get him hurt even more when he is your future? And Zach Stacy's just playing out the string because he's won that job. And not to mention, you know where the Rams play? I said it already. A dome where the Saints love to play. So don't sit there and tell me this is a trap game, because if the Catholic Church has taught us anything about saints and religious figures, it's that they rarely get trapped in a game involving a few good Rams. It's a Catholic priest joke. Take the Saints, lay the 6.5. Which brings me to my Double Your Money Monday Night betters. I like to say, no way we lose for an entire calendar month. Anyway, people, the Detroit Lions are home at their lovely dome and laying 5.5 to the upstart Baltimore Ravens, who, if they win out the string, may have a chance to defend their Super Bowl title. Well, they're not going to win this week, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I told you, Detroit, how poorly they would play last week. In that snow, they didn't want to be there because their offense is so dynamic indoors, where Stafford can hit Calvin Johnson on a slick field, where he's not getting a face mask full of snow. And Reggie Bush can run up and down the field. He hurt himself this past week in pregame warmups. Well, guess what? Johnson and Bush are back, and the Lions are playing indoors, and they're going to exploit the Ravens, who won last week in the last minute, playing on a slick, slippery, snowy field, which they won't have the advantage of this week. So I love the healthy Detroit Lions with Calvin Johnson, Reggie Bush, Matt Stafford, and Nate Burleson back. You know why, people? Because betting the Lions is like buying a porno, and you're not dropping money on either unless you're sure you're going to see a healthy amount of Johnson and Bush. Why wouldn't we go to the toilet with the last pick? Take the Lions, lay the 5.5. Those are Geno's picks. Get your shopping done. Out of San Fran healthy, and they could have won, but they just gave up that point at the end. It was a fucking perfect